Hey, how are we doing? Hope you're all great. Hope you've all had the most amazing Friday. My dog has decided to play with his squeaky toy. That's awesome. Just coming on for a bit of an update on my weight loss journey, about a hurdle that I have encountered, one that I did not see coming, and one that every single person in New Zealand that has had bariatric surgery is now facing, and also requesting a little bit of help from you if you are willing and able. So yes, we know I'm well over a year now post-op since having my mini gastric bypass. So a reminder, a mini gastric bypass in a very simple layman's terms, obviously it's more complicated, but to give you a good idea, what they do is they disconnect the top of your stomach, so where your throat esophagus goes down to join the top of your stomach, it is disconnected there. And then they go past the stomach about 1 meter into my small intestines, pull that up and put that onto the bottom of there. So essentially when I eat, the food goes directly through my throat into my middle intestines and works its way through. The stomach sits to the side and a little bit of that bile meets it at the joint just to help process any food. Now, as a result of this surgery, it is a lifetime requirement of me to take micronutrient supplements, multivitamins. This is very well and truly pressured onto you before you commit to having the surgery, that you have to be prepared that this is A, going to be an expense that you'll have to incur for the rest of your life, and B, it is not negotiable. A typical human body absorbs most of our nutrients in that digestive tract, which is that bit that goes through the stomach and through the small intestines. As obviously for anyone that's had the bypass surgery, our food doesn't go through that part of the body. We have very, very, very diminished ability to absorb any nutrients. Hence, we have our multivitamins. Okay, so a lot of people really struggle finding multivitamins. I am on quite a few bariatric Facebook support groups, and it's one of the things that most people really struggle with. Some people try 4 or 5 different brands until they find one that they can stomach. You know, not unlike myself, this was something I found easy. You know, everything else went wrong. This was easy. First one I tried has worked beautifully with my body, has never been an issue, so I've stuck to it. So this is not an ad for the company. This is simply the one that I went for. So BariLife has been my product of choice. I take this one here called Just One. This is a bariatric multivitamin with iron. Okay, so it has got, I mean, you won't be able to read it, but that list there of all of the nutrients involved in this one tablet. Take 1 tablet a day. Now, I also need a calcium supplement, and I have gone with these ones, which are a chew by that same company, and I have 2 of those a day. Now, there has been a bit of drama in New Zealand over the last month or so regarding this. So a couple of months ago, MedSafe, which is of course the governing body over all of our kind of medicines, nutrients, everything in New Zealand, they received one anonymous complaint. This anonymous complaint was based on the sale of bariatric vitamins and the fact that by selling these in New Zealand, it is breaking 2 laws. Upon further investigation, they discovered it was correct. So there was a law written in 1981 and another one in 1985. Both of these cover micronutrients, the amount that is allowed to be included in each pill, how much people take, etc. like this. Now, these laws were both written before bariatric surgery was really a thing. Bariatric surgery did not become more researched, more available until the late 1980s. So these laws were written at a time when people, just your average person without any altered digestive tract, were looking at taking nutrients. And you can understand they have upper limits on how much someone is willing to take a day, because you can make yourself very, very ill if you take too much. So it completely makes sense. Problem is, these laws have never been updated. So due to this one anonymous complaint to MedSafe, all sales of bariatric multivitamins have been stopped immediately in New Zealand and classed as illegal. Now, this is quite serious. This is really, really serious. I have had a bit of correspondence over the last week or so dealing with this. I got quite an alarming one yesterday, which was by the Board of Dietitians that specialise in bariatric patients. They sent us a list of things to look out for. Within 3 weeks of stopping our multivitamin nutrients, as soon as any of these symptoms appear, and they expect them to appear within 3 weeks of finishing any multi-nutrients, we need to present to hospital. Decreased energy, decreased mental clarity, so brain fog, a loss of balance, and your vision will change. You will begin to lose your vision. Within 3 weeks of stopping micronutrients, these symptoms are expected to begin, and at that point, we need to present to a hospital. Within 3 weeks. Okay, so you can see this is quite serious. So the government are working on it. They have written up a therapeutics products bill, but the government has a lot of red tape. It has a lot of I's it has to dot, it has a lot of T's that it has to cross. So this therapeutics products bill is currently in a list waiting to be read at Parliament. Once it's read at Parliament, it then has to go to vote. Once it goes to vote, it goes to some kind of committee that they review it. So we're looking at the best estimation I've been given is at least 6 months. It will be fixed. This bill will go through. No one can see any reason why it won't, but it's going to take at least 6 months until the sale of bariatric specific micronutrients are legally able to happen in New Zealand. MedSafe have told patients, their only response to me so far has been that I need to go to my GP and get prescriptions. Now, this is possible. This is totally possible. The cost to me would be roughly $200 a month, which is like 5 times more expensive than what I'm paying now. $200 a month. It would include me needing to get monthly B12 injections and monthly iron infusions. And on top of that, I would be taking 8 to 15 pills a day. Other than that, they don't really have an option. So I have currently got maybe 2 weeks, if that, of my supplements left. I have located a website out of America that did ship to New Zealand. I have ordered some. Seems to be a grey area whether this will get through customs or not. I have ordered some and we're just going to see if they turn up. There's no way that they're going to get here in time for me to finish these. But if they do arrive, I should only be without micronutrients for maybe a week or 2. If they don't arrive, I do not at this point have a plan B other than having to go to the GP. So for example, the current legislation that was written in 1981 and 1985 states that the highest level of iron that a person in New Zealand is legally allowed to take is 24 milligrams a day. Now, a bariatric patient such as myself needs twice that. Because again, if we need 24 milligrams a day, we need to take so much more of that because our body doesn't absorb it. Most of it passes through. We don't actually absorb anywhere near what we put in. B12, which is the one that has the serious complications, B12 is the one that will affect eyesight quite rapidly, like I say, within 3 weeks. The current legal limit in New Zealand is 15 micrograms a day. A bariatric patient needs over 20 times that a day. I need 20 times more than the daily New Zealand legal limit of B12 a day, or my eyesight will begin to fail within 3 weeks. It is absolutely frightening. like I say, I have no concern, and the people that I've spoken to, the documents that I've read, everybody seems very confident that this will be fixed. It's unfortunately one of these political, legal things that they just have to go through the process. It will be fixed. The issue is, it's not going to be fixed for at least 6 months. So if they're telling us that we need to look for decreased energy, decreased mental clarity or higher brain fog, a decreased ability of balance or loss of balance, and eye vision changes within 3 weeks of ending my micronutrients, and that my first stop must be a hospital if I notice any of these, you cannot imagine how our already under the pressure hospital system is going to be overrun in about a month. Our hospital system does not have the ability to deal with the number of bariatric patients that we have had in New Zealand. My surgeon alone operated on around 500 patients a year. A year. My surgeon in Christchurch. There are 3 surgeons in his practice. Are they, Shannon? I will flick you a message. So yes, there is a lot of people that this is going to affect. Like I say, there is a workaround. You can go to the GP. They do have an ability to get us what we need, but it is going to involve a whacking handful of drugs each day. Monthly, what did they say? Monthly B12 injections and monthly iron infusions. And yeah, you're looking at about $200 a month. No, I have heard update on that today, Shannon. Not any longer. I'll message you. So yeah, she's an interesting world, right? So it is going to be changed. There is a petition that has been started for people to sign to try and have this therapeutics products bill rushed through Parliament. I'm going to go ahead and throw the link into the comments of this post. If you are willing, if you are able, myself and any other bariatric patient in New Zealand would be ever so grateful if you would be willing to sign that. Totally your call, but I'm just going to put it there for anyone that is interested. But yeah, that's how we're rolling at the moment. Yeah, will do, Mel. So yeah, that's how we're rolling at the moment. Interesting, right? Yeah, that's my concern too, Emma. So because everything that I've read, it seems to be a grey area when they are going, whether they will get through customs or not. Seems to be a very grey area. Okay, so there's a few people interested. So what I have been told today was that there was, I don't want to name names, but there were websites such as ones that I know my friend uses that do have New Zealand domain names, but they ship out of Australia. As they do have New Zealand domain names, they will be stopped herewith. So that will be no longer available. And because they do need to come through customs, that is still breaking the law in the sense that you are not able to bring these pills into the country, whether they are coming from outside or not. So a business doing that is definitely not going to be able to get under the radar. There is hope that individuals might sneak through, but businesses just aren't going to be able to. That's what I was told today by the CEO of a New Zealand-based micronutrient specialising in bariatric patients. So yeah, that's how we're rolling. Like I say, just a little bit of a hiccup that I didn't see coming. You know, as I said, when you sign up to have these surgeries, you take that commitment that you will be having, you take this commitment that you will be having these multivitamins going forward. It's what you have to do, right? It's what you do have to do to be healthy. We understand this. We are schooled up and we are very fully educated on how the surgery works and therefore how it affects your body and what you need to keep healthy afterwards. And it's completely achievable. You know, like I said, some people really struggle to find what works for them. I was extremely lucky in the sense that I found one straight away that worked beautifully for me. And I have regular blood tests as a bariatric patient. Once you're a few years on from surgery, they move to 12 monthly. I'm still in the 6 monthly stage where they just monitor all of my levels just to make sure that everything is working like it should. And I have been beautiful the whole way through. But this letter from the dietitian's group thing today, it really struck home to me that within 3 weeks they expect to see us suffering B12 deficiencies. Yeah, B12 deficiencies within 3 weeks. So she's a big deal, but there is a way around it. We can get prescriptions from our GP, but it's a very costly and laboursome, probably, outcome. So, oh, there we go. There has been a shortage of B12 injections in Hamilton and there are none available. So there we go. That isn't even something that I had thought about, whether we would have sufficient B12 injections available for all these patients if we need them monthly. So it could actually have flow-on effects. There we go. So yeah, I will share a link to that petition in the comments below. Just thought I'd update you. A little bit of useless information for some of you, but that's what I'm dealing with at the moment. But we're good for a couple of weeks. We'll just see what happens. I'll let you know if I get them through customs. All right, see y'all.